Millions of viewers grew up watching them. The Bates family, a name that became synonymous with warmth, unity, and a kind of positivity you could feel through the screen. For years, they invited the world into their homes, their celebrations, their milestones, and their everyday lives. But then, suddenly, something shifted, something subtle, yet so powerful that fans everywhere started asking the same question. What happened to the Bates family, and why does everything feel so different now? At first, it was just a few small signs, a missed post here, a quiet holiday there, a long gap between updates that felt unusual. Most people thought it was just a temporary thing, maybe a busy season of life. But slowly, the silence grew louder. The family that once shared every big moment seemed to step back, step away, and move into a completely different rhythm. No one could have expected how this quiet shift would spark so many questions and so much speculation. For years, the Bates family was known for one thing above all else: their incredible closeness. Whether they were traveling together in a giant van, celebrating birthdays with dozens of family members, or gathering for big announcements, viewers were used to seeing them as one big, happy unit. But gradually, dedicated fans started noticing something was off. The family was still connected, you could see that, but not always in the way people remembered. Some of the older children became more private, sharing less of their personal lives. Some started their own journeys far from home, planting roots in new states. Others became less and less present online, their social media accounts going quiet for weeks at a time. And a few seemed to be intentionally building a quieter, more personal life, completely outside of the spotlight. Now, this wasn't drama. It wasn't some hidden conflict. It was change. A deep, natural change that happens when a family of that size grows even larger, spreads out, and enters new seasons of life. For some viewers, this change felt almost shocking because it happened so quietly. There was no big public announcement, no dramatic farewell video. The world just seemed to wake up one day and realize something was different. The familiar rhythm was gone. Then came the moment that no one saw coming. The family's long-running reality show, the very thing that brought them into millions of homes, came to an end. For many, that show was a weekly comfort, a reliable glimpse into a world filled with togetherness and tradition. When it stopped, fans felt the loss almost instantly. A void was left where the Bates family used to be. Millions of loyal viewers had followed their journey from the very beginning, and the sudden end left a feeling of unfinished stories and so many unanswered questions. People took to forums and comments sections, asking, why now? What changed behind the scenes? Was this just the end of a chapter, or was it the end of something much bigger? The speculation ran wild, but the truth is far simpler and much more human than most people expected. Behind every reality TV show, behind every perfectly curated photo, there are real people navigating real life. And the Bates family was growing up and growing out. The older kids were getting married, starting careers, and raising their own families. Some began building new lives in different states, hundreds of miles away from their Tennessee home. Others were stepping into new responsibilities, new priorities, and chasing new dreams that didn't involve a camera crew. Life was simply moving forward, not backward. And in that natural forward movement, the way they shared their lives had to change, too. There were no dramatic announcements, no big controversies, no negative events that forced them off the air. It was just life evolving, expanding, and shifting in a new direction. But because fans had become so emotionally connected to this family, every small change felt huge. When a family member went quiet online, people noticed and worried. When siblings appeared to spend less time together publicly, people wondered if they were drifting apart. When the old family routines and traditions changed, viewers felt it personally, as if a part of their own lives had changed too. That emotional connection is a powerful thing, and it's exactly why today's update feels so shocking to so many. What most people don't see is the emotional side of these transitions. Growing up in a large, close-knit family like the Bates means there is constant movement, constant change. New couples are forming, new babies are being born, parents are adjusting to their adult children moving away and starting their own households. Younger siblings are stepping into new roles within the family dynamic. Everyone is in the process of becoming their own person, separate from the family unit. And that change isn't a sign of brokenness, it's a sign of healthy growth. Some of the Betts children made a conscious choice to become more private. They wanted to protect their own young families and create personal boundaries, something that's incredibly difficult to do when you've lived your life on camera. Others remained active and open, continuing to share their milestones with the viewers who had become like extended family. Some focused on new careers, building businesses, or exploring new creative paths. Each one of them made choices that felt right for their unique stage of life. And yet, even through all these changes, one thing remained constant: the strength of their family bond. Even when they weren't posting every detail online, they were still supporting one another behind the scenes. They were still calling, texting, and showing up for each other in ways the public never saw. Even when miles separated them, that core connection never disappeared. What truly surprised viewers wasn't conflict, it was independence. A family that was once seen as one giant, inseparable unit was now branching out into more individual journeys. And that shift, while completely natural, felt shocking simply because it was new. It was a new chapter that no one was prepared for. One of the most unexpected parts of this whole transformation was how deeply it affected the viewers. In forums, fans shared that the silence from the family felt strange, as if a familiar and comforting part of their weekly routine had suddenly vanished. Others said they felt a wave of nostalgia, rewatching old episodes and remembering the old celebrations and traditions. Many were left wondering if this new quiet era was just a temporary pause or a permanent shift in how the family would interact with the world. But here, as the truth that brings both clarity and a sense of comfort, the Betts family did not step away from each other. They simply stepped into a new season of life. And not every chapter of life is meant to be lived in the public eye. Some chapters are meant to be lived quietly, privately, and at a more personal pace, away from the pressure of an audience. The surprising part, the part that most viewers didn't expect, is that all of these changes actually brought something incredibly positive: growth. The adult children are now building their own homes, creating their own family traditions, and raising their own kids in their own way. The parents, Gil and Kelly Jo, are learning to let go, to support from a distance, and to celebrate the beautiful independence of their children. News stories are being written every single day, not on camera for a TV show, but in real homes, in real relationships, and in real life. In many ways, the silence that felt so shocking was actually a sign of maturity. It was a sign of a family entering a new, more advanced stage. It was a sign that life was moving forward exactly as it should. So, what really happened to the Bates family? They grew up, they expanded, they evolved, and instead of sharing every single aspect of their lives publicly, they began to choose what to share and what to keep sacred, just for themselves. Some fans may always miss the days of weekly episodes and constant updates. But what remains is this: the Bates family is still strong, still connected, and still deeply supportive of one another. They are simply living their lives in a different rhythm now. Their story didn't end, it just transformed. And sometimes, the most unexpected, most shocking update of all is realizing that people can change without falling apart, that families can grow without breaking, that silence doesn't always mean distance, and that a new chapter can begin quietly, gently, and beautifully. The Bates family's journey continues just beyond the camera, beyond the spotlight, and beyond the place where the world once watched. Their story is still unfolding, still growing, and still moving forward. And in many ways, this new, quieter chapter may be their most meaningful one yet. Thanks so much for watching. What are your thoughts on the family's new chapter? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more updates like this one.